From last game, it was a good win, pretty good. Got to be better, but good. And as far as just getting some plays in all three phases, still some glitches along the way, but kicking was a lot more solid and made some improvement on defense. Got some offensive stuff to keep working on, but pretty good team win against a good opponent. So really happy for our players, especially some of those old guys. Been working hard and kind of doing some things you want, and you don't get the results. It's easy to get a little frustrated, and those guys kind of have maintained a great attitude. So I was really happy just for some of these old guys, the Bolzers and Hughes and Hebens and Ewads and those cats. It was a good deal. Players of the game for us, the special teams. We recognized 4 guys. I thought that play that Ralph Green made before the half, blocking a punt, or blocking the field goal, it could be a 10-10 game. Actually did it twice, got it a second time. We actually, from there, went down and scored again, so that was a point play. Stephen Funderburg's play, causing a fumble, really kind of broke it open for us in the fourth quarter. It's still a 2-possession type game, and we had scored and fly down and create a turnover, and it was a huge play. Nick Stoner downing the ball down on the 1 with a punt from Eric Toth. That gives us another point play. We get a safety after that. So we had some points created from some nice special team plays. We blocked a lot of kicks. That blocked field goal was huge. The call's fumble on the kickoff was huge. We've seen those go against us in previous weeks. So to make those plays were huge. So that we recognize those 4 guys, with the 4th guy being Ted Bolzer, who maybe didn't have an impact play, but every week has been our best flying down the field. Kickoff guys getting double teamed the way he attacks it, doing a great job. And punt coverage, had a tackle on a punt play that almost got out. So Ralph Green, Stephen Funderburg, Nick Stoner, Ted Bolzer are special team players that we recognize for winning performances. On defense, Mark Murphy, his best game to date, a little bit more consistent, cleaned up some missed hits, just showed up a lot more. The ball came his way and was by far our best defensive player. On offense, Cody Latimer statistically played well. He's always been great too in special teams. He plays good without the ball at a high level. Did in early weeks when he maybe didn't have some catches. But not just Cody, it was our best game from an offensive lineman with Colin Rorick. Did a great job for us in the perimeter and just, we're trying to do some stuff reasonably quick and being able to communicate and get some young linemen settled down. And we've had a couple different guys going through their offensive guard. So Colin Rorick and Cody Latimer. Our scout players of the week, the young guys, behind the scene guys, Jordan Jackson from up the road on offense and Andre Booker. Have done a nice, matter of fact, Jordan actually is a tight end, and we actually sometimes play as an offensive lineman to help us through some of our scout looks with some of our depth issues. Scout defensive players, Justin Nowak, really did a nice job on that fumbled kickoff. He's the guy come flying down, took on the double team. His helmet flew up in the air, but really attacked and smashed and played a little special team. Justin Nowak, a backup DB for us, and Nate Hoff, who's a freshman D lineman, doing good. So again, nice to come off that open date with some good work. We cleaned up some stuff. Still got a long way to go. It is good to have 1 game success in the Big Ten. We haven't shown that we can back it up and do it again with another good week of preparation, the appropriate mindset that we need to then go out and execute again. And we got a great opponent this week going on the road, our first road test to a team that's playing very well, close to being a top 25 team. And would be, they came up a little short, I think 17-14 at Notre Dame, that lone loss. Played very well last week. Very dominating performance against what looks to me to be a very strong Iowa team. Iowa's a ball control, physical, style attack, and they played well. I think Iowa was 6th in the nation time of possession and really playing a run-oriented, great defensive game. And Michigan State had well over 400 yards. I think like us, came off their open date, cleaned their offense up, settled on a quarterback. They play as good a defense as there is in this country, and for sure, is no disrespect to in our league, as good as there is in this league, starting with Coach D'Antonio and Coach Narduzzi. So great challenge for offense. And if you know much about Coach D'Antonio, his special teams are always good. They keep you on toes. They ran fake last week, always have, and always will. So they're a complete team. They're a team that played in the championship game 2 years ago, won 10 games, 11 games a couple years in a row. Last year for them, an okay year, but they're back up to their standard. And this will be a huge test on the road. So we're looking forward to this week's challenge.
I know you don't want any kind of contentment after a win, but is there a sigh of relief at all for you to finally have this team that's come close so many times, finally get that feeling and getting over the hump?
Not as much me. I think I'm really kind of just for the guys, because those guys have been working, and it's not cliche, because if they weren't doing good, we shoot you straight. And when you're practicing hard and you're asking them to make some commitment, huge summer commitment, and you're out there hitting at a pretty good clip, and you're giving up a lot of things and sacrificing, and you keep hitting the head on the wall and you're on the wrong end of the ledger, those guys have been solid and stayed with us. And I'm just really, kind of pleased for a lot of those guys have been with us all 3 years, whether it be the seniors or some of those fourth-year guys or some of those true third-year guys like Latimer and Wynn and those guys. Now, they missed that first winter, but they've kind of been with us. And, the core, we've got a core group that's been with us 3 years. Some of them are fifth-year players, some of them are fourth-year players, and a lot of them are third-year players. But it was really, I like the way we practice. I believe in what we're doing, but you just worry about your team staying with you. And they were. But the more the results you have, I think the easier that's going to be. So just really pleased for them. And hopefully on the back end too, hopefully I'm kind of pleased for our fans. And hopefully they'll kind of realize that we are making some strides. And it's going to be a lot easier if we're together. And we have some great home environments. We got 2 tough road games and an open date. And come back for 3 out of 5 at home. So it'd be nice to finish with some energy in the building. Because we had a lot of energy Saturday. We had a lot on our sideline. And I think as it went, our crowd kind of picked up. Because I thought we really had, maybe numbers weren't huge, but we had some energy in the second half of the stadium. That was great. Our players appreciated it. I appreciated it. I think it really helped our team.
How important will it be for those players to be able to draw on that experience of getting over the hump going forward?
We've been saying before we needed confidence, and the more that you win, the more confident you can be. Something's got to come first, so we were trying to give us some backhanded confidence, practicing like a winning team, treating them like a winning team, because they were working like one. We weren't getting the results. But we thought our plan would be in place, and like I say, you'd like to think it'd repeat. But again, around here too, as soon as we do kind of go, we get patted on the back, and we don't prepare the right way, and we don't come back. If you're a good team, what we did Saturday wasn't to me unusual. What to me is unusual is can we do it again? Because we haven't shown that, and so that'd be interesting as a coach and as leaders and as players. And it's going to be a tough challenge. And again, we're not going to be consumed with going to win it. We're going to be consumed with how we prepare in the process and going up and putting forth a good effort and playing as hard as we can. And we'll check the scoreboard out and see if we coach right and make the right calls and make the right plays. But at the end of the day, I'd like to just see if our kids can handle the success of a winning team. We're going to win some, but we got to learn how to handle it if we're going to be a winning team.
Yeah, to follow up on that, can you teach our coach how to deal with success? Because so far this year, you've been a little bit like this. I mean, these guys have been getting patted on the back all week. How do you coach that, dealing with success?
I felt in preseason we were going to have success. And I talked early, but it was talk. To me, history repeats itself if you don't learn from your mistakes. So we're going back looking at coaches and our preparation, and we've asked the players. So again, there was a really strong positive amount of energy last week. We didn't overwork or overtrain through that open date week. We really just looked at ourselves and what to do. That was a little bit of our direction last night. We saw a lot of mistakes, a lot of things. Again, defensively, we still got a bunch to clean up. Offensively, getting in rhythm and getting some first downs and getting some drives. Kicking was better, but it was a 1 week better. We haven't been consistent in a kick game. So we talked about it a while back, but yesterday we really just emphasized we're going to be the same team till we can back it up. And not back it up with having to win. This is going to be a tremendous test for us. This is a good football team defensively, and they're coming in their own offensively, and you're going on the road. This is a nice challenge. But really, it's to me, how do we accept the challenge? The first word, as we went through some with our team last week about, when you're attacking something, the A means accept the challenge. So accept the challenge of playing good team, accept the challenge of having success, and now put it together and go see if you can play your best again.